Welcome guys, welcome. We're going to be looking at Ashes of the Singularity 2. This is the demo, which has just come out actually, so you guys can actually pick this one up now and play it, which is great. This is a really awesome game. It's a game that's a real-time strategy, but it's sort of been developed to I guess be more like it's supposed to work well for people like me, I guess, who doesn't really like real-time strategy all that much. But I do really like, from everything I've played with Ashes of the Singularity 2, I've been nothing but impressed with just the way everything works. So we'll be going through that today as to how things actually do work. I do want to thank Stardock for sponsoring this particular video, and also there is actually a link in both YouTube and in Twitch if you are interested in grabbing the demo for yourself. There's actually a link that takes you through to the Steam page. So by all means, please go and click on that link and get across to the demo. I'm not sure if the demo will expire. I think it will actually at some point, because what's actually happened with this particular demo here, I don't know if there was a demo before this one, but originally there was just one faction, which was essentially the humans, the human faction. We've now got a new faction in the game called the Post-Human Coalition, and the Post-Human Coalition is essentially like a small group of scientists or administrators or something sort of got together and sort of uploaded their consciousnesses into an AI or into the AI, and so they're essentially like an AI controlled faction. So it's mainly sort of like robots and big mechs and stuff like that. That's sort of where they really do come from. Hi Pi saying some really good game demos the past few days, including today. I've got them all wishlisted now. Thanks for taking the time to dive into them all. Yes, I'll be playing this one for a couple of days, actually. I've got today and tomorrow I'll be playing this one. But this is a really cool game. So I hope I know that there's a lot of you that watch this channel who aren't really into frenetic paced games, and I'm not. So I steer clear of those. So I'm hoping that I can sort of present this in a way for people who aren't into like big click fests and stuff like that, because this game is not that really. Like, it's sort of one of these games where you can certainly do that if you're wanting to, but you don't have to. And so I'll be trying to show it in that light. Let's have a look and see what's actually in what we actually have. So the campaign is not part of what we have yet. There's also a third faction, which is like an alien faction, which will be coming fairly soon as well. So that's sort of on the way. So but we now have the second faction. So if we go into skirmish, the skirmish, what we've got is we've got single player skirmish. We've got 3 maps we can play. So Twin Lakes, which is small. We've got Crossroads, which is up to 6 players. So that's a night map. And this is the first one is Tundra, the second one is High Desert, and then we've got Scorched Divide, which is also High Desert but during the daylight. So it's not the same map, different map. This one's 8 players, so this is a large 8-player map. I think we'll just play the small Twin Lakes one at this stage. You can see that there's a lake in front of the different areas on the map, which is sort of like it creates a choke point. And this is one of the great things about this game. It's like each area is like a little province, and you've got to make sure that they're all connected. So you can go through with all sorts of different strategies when you get into it. In fact, I'll wait until we actually get into it, and then I can sort of show you what I mean by that. But essentially, you do have different strategies available to you. Terrain matters in this game, like a fair amount. So just be aware of that as well. It's not just a move things around and let them sort of fire. I mean, you can do it that way. It's sort of fairly simple to play, but in that sense, you can do what you like. A lot of the things have been sort of closed off to us. So Durantium is sort of like your basic metal. Ellerite is sort of like the more high level income. Quanta, I forget what Quanta is. I think that's another high level as well. Map visibility is going to be unexplored, so I would like to show you like a full, an exposed build, but I can't actually show that at this stage. I think you learn a lot by watching what the AI tends to do. Capture speed is medium as well. Now that's capturing each little province, and then the build speed is medium for building your forces. And neutral creeps are on, which essentially is going to be protection forces in the various areas that you then actually go and have. So we can go and with the players, we can then sort of go back through and I can set up how things are then going to be sort of working. So if I just go back into game options, in through here for Twin Lakes, the players, I think we're going to have to play as the... I'm sort of tempted to show United Earth to start with. The United Earth is very much like it's been sort of like, in 10, 15 years in the future, like what would the forces be if all of the countries of Earth pulled together to sort of try to get the like a cohesive fighting force, which is really what this one actually is. And so United Earth has got, actually I might even just show this, I think. So if I just go and I'll just start the game, then we'll come back out and start it properly. But this way I can at least show the different types of units. There is actually a bit of a, it tells you what's where. So, this is a resource bar, construction down the bottom there. We'll go through that in just a minute. The interface overview, so welcome to the front line, blah, blah, blah. Orbital abilities, we'll talk about those when we get into it as well. Technology, so you can actually sort of go and unlock different aspects. In the mini-map and controls down the bottom through there. And you can see there we've only got like one little province in the far corner. I'll just go and press next and close. And it's now sort of on. I can just pause the game by clicking on this one down through here, which is P. So if I click on P, actually, yeah, P is pause. So it's not space, it is P. I don't know if you can change that. I haven't tested that actually to see if you go to options, controls. No, you can't actually change those just yet. So again, we're sort of stuck with the demo doing what it's doing. But in this case, you can actually slow down speed, and I would strongly suggest that you do that if you don't like sort of frenetic pace with actual games. I'll just pause that again. So press P, but you can actually sort of go down to like half speed and slower, which I find much more enjoyable than the full speed. The game is designed for multiplayer, so just be aware of that. If you are playing this one for multiplayer, you will have to get used to the normal speed. And it won't stop for you, of course. So you won't be able to pause a multiplayer game. But for a single player, which is the way I tend to play these games, is I'm very happy with just playing at a slow pace and pausing and checking things out and doing so on and so forth. So this is we've got an army group to start with down through here. So this is an army which has just got like a razor squad. So so a razor squad is it looks like it's got more than that, but anyway, let's just go back into recruitment, and we can then sort of see the various types of units that we then have available as the United Earth. So they've got like cavalier teams, so these are elite infantry teams. Rifle squads are your basic infantry. So rifle squads, standard infantry squad armed with advanced assault rifles, strong against infantry, requires a barracks to sort of go and recruit them. The cavalier team, so these are elite infantry equipped with heavy armour. These are strong against vehicles. So there's a bit of a rock, paper, scissors aspect to a lot of the fighting. So vulnerable to infantry. So these actually don't do well against infantry, but they do well against vehicles. So these are strong against infantry. So you end up with sort of like you may need to have one of each of these or a couple of, a mix of these as they sort of come back through. The Goliath is a very expensive, slow-moving defence platform. This is strong against ground targets. Now, ground targets aren't just tanks or infantry. They can also then be artillery. They can be emplacements. They can be buildings, like we've got the building at the back through there. So the Goliath is good at destroying all of these different things. And then to unlock this one, we need to unlock this one through technology. So the Cavalier is unlocked through the barracks and also unlocked through the forward recon technology, and I'll show you what that looks like. So in this in the technology, we've got essentially three different areas, but quite often you'll sort of see strike force. This one unlocks the deep strike squad, this one here. So we can actually then put a strike force down on the map somewhere. We've got the Battle Foundry, we've got the Titan Initiative, which gives us the Titan M7, and so on and so forth. There's a whole lot of different stuff until we finally get the Godslayer protocol down the bottom there to get the Godslayer units. So we end up with a progression of different units, technology, we're getting garrison protocols, we're getting precision. I'm just looking for, there's Cavalier. So we need to go from that one to be able to unlock the Cavalier team as an example. This one here then unlocks the Goliath. So we sort of end up moving down through the tech tree to unlock these different elements. And every time I come back out of there, it unpauses the game. I'll just leave it paused just in case something does actually happen. So so with the game, with the forces that we end up having, if I just go back and click on that first group and just go back to recruit. The Leopard is a Leopard 4 tank. So essentially it's like a next generation, 4th generation main battle tank. I think we're up to Leopards 2s now, are we? At Leopard 3s? I'm not sure if we're up to Leopard, I don't think we're at Leopard 4s. Anyway, these are strong against vehicles. Orion is strong against vehicles and structures. So again, you can sort of see that there's these aren't quite as, actually no, these aren't quite as expensive as the other ones in through there. Pathfinder is a wheeled recon vehicle, so this one is just recruited from the motor pool, so we need to build a motor pool for those. These leopards and things will be motor pool. This one's from the armory. Stormbreaker, recruited from the armory and through there. This is a self-propelled artillery. The Trident is good against aircraft. This is the Godslayer that we saw there before. So this is actually strong against ground targets. These are the big mechs that the humans ultimately end up getting. Then we've got the Titans, which are smaller mechs. So heavy combat mech with explosive cannon, strong against vehicles and structures. So eventually you end up sort of unlocking these different things and cobbling together your army with these different forces. There are units we're going to have sort of like a dive bomber type thing. This is the Hammer. The Phoenix is going to be good against infantry. We've got the recon drone, and then we've got the Thunderbolt, which is actually their fighter craft. So that's the humans with what they've got. Let's just go back out again and go back to the main menu. And we'll just go back to skirmish. And if we now just go back to players, and I'll just change this one to post-human, and we'll just go back into United Earth. So I'll play against United Earth. I think I've got 4 different groups. I'm tempted to play a team game, because I can set up a team game where there's 2 versus 2, or even 3 versus 1, or 2 versus 1 versus 1. You can do whatever you like. So you can sort of set these up whichever way that you actually want. So again, it's a good way to learn the game, is to actually let things sort of develop. Let's just go and change that to United Earth as well. Look, I'll play it. I'll just play it on its own, and we'll just sort of see how we go. I'll put all 4 in. That means we're going to have to sort of protect an area, but also then go and attack different areas as well. It's going to mean that we have to play strategically quite differently than if we were just playing 1 versus 1. With 1 versus 1, you can do your rush attacks and things like that to try to sort of break through. You're not going to be able to do it anywhere near as easily like this. It's going to be all about balance, I think. There we go. So yeah, Steph was saying the Leopard 2A8 is the latest. Yeah. So I thought it was Generation 2. It's been Generation 2 for a long period of time. I think for, I've got to say, about 40 years. It's been. I think Generation 2 and the Leopards has been around for a fairly long period, since the 90s, I think. Just anyway, let's go and do that one. We can't change these at this point in time, so we'll just go and start the game. Now I'm going to pause again straight away. So we are paused, and we'll now have a look at the weaponry that we end up having. So you saw there when we started, we sort of started with like a small squad that could actually then start to go and take things. We start off with a mech here, which is a commander unit. These are sort of unique. These cannot be recruited. And so the commander can be used for different things. So starting commander control unit, so plus 25 build rate to buildings in the region, and plus 50% capture rate. So good for support, but also good on the attack as well. Like someone can go off and do the initial attacks. So we'll use him in that capacity. And if we have a look at the actual army, if I go back to recruitment, we can then sort of see that we've got a similar sort of setup. One more air unit than what the enemy actually had, and we've got like an archer unit which is needs the technology of fire support doctrine. Hi Quark, how are you going? And hi to anybody else that's joined us as well. So the archer unit is a fire support. This is a medium range fire support unit. The brute is our basic sort of little mini mechs, which are going to be these are tough, cheap frontline units, and so these are our standard attack. The Zeus is strong against infantry. These are hovercraft with an air of... So we don't actually have humans fighting in our forces. The other team is much more about humans fighting cohesively. So we'll be fighting groups of humans. Quark saying this looks a little like the good old Total Annihilation games. Very much so, very, very much so. But with a lot of differences. The thing I didn't like about Total Annihilation or any of those Supreme Commander and all those sorts of games, because they're all come from the same ilk, and even like Ashes of the Singularity 1, was that the micromanagement got a little bit too much for me. And it seemed to be that the game was all about what's the biggest number of forces you can actually have on the battlefield, rather than how can you play cohesively as a strategy game. What this game does is still keeps the large amount of numbers, but makes it into much more of a strategy game, where you actually are controlling things at a higher level, or you can control them at a higher level. And so, like for example, I can zoom out and start to sort of look at it from this sort of mode here, which is my province level. I can still see the unit. I can still see the army number. So this is the army group that we actually end up having. I can press number 1 to go and grab any of the actual army groups. You're not going to need too many army groups in this particular one, but I can see all the information that I need at this level, and I can play the game at this level if I'm wanting to. So I don't have to, but I can actually then sort of start to come back in. Now, if I know StarDock, they will actually have an option to change how far. Maybe not yet. They have StarDock spent a lot of time tweaking their user interfaces and stuff, and so if we look at graphics, I might just up some of these things. I'll restart required. I might just up these just to high, just so we've got sort of like a high level. I won't go extreme. Terrain, I'll make that high as well. Graphics preset. Yeah, that's okay. Just leave that one on. Yep, that's okay. So I'll leave the bloom on as well, and depth of field I'll leave on as well. I often turn depth of field off in games. Video is fine as well. That's all okay. The game, yeah. So they don't have a lot of things where you can tweak specifics, but quite often there'd be like a slider as to when that would then sort of change between the different map modes. Anyway, let's just go back. And I will actually just go and I will exit and then just come straight back in again. So this is the Ashes of the Singularity 2 demo. Again, you can just grab it straight from Steam. So by all means, download it. You can play exactly what I'm playing. I mean, I do have a version. This version, having said that, is not strictly speaking the demo version, but it's very, very close. I've got an unlock early, so I could actually test it and play with it, just to get used to the actual game itself. All right, let's go back into Skirmish again. Twin Lakes, can't change any of this stuff, as we sort of said there before. Let's go next. We will change us to Posthuman, change them to United Earth. Bang, add AI, bang, add AI. Put all them in as United Earth, so we'll just be going up against them. Everyone's going to be in their own different teams. Any start location is going to be fine. It's an even start, so that doesn't really matter. Come back in and get the P key ready. Press P to pause it down the bottom through here. We can actually, that's actually also just where we can sort of go and bring things up. P again, every time I do anything it unpauses. If I go and select the minus, it will then at least be playing more slowly. And I'd recommend that you do that if you don't like fast-paced games. I don't like fast-paced games, so I tend to enjoy this game in that sort of capacity. We were having a look at the actual forces that where we can sort of go back in with recruitment. What did we get up to? We've got different fast radar equipped scout units. We've got Nemesis. This is strong against vehicles. The Acolyte is a versatile support combat unit, plus 25 damage to the army, so that will then sort of be a bit of a multiplier for everything. This is where the AI, this is an AI faction, so it's essentially like a mech faction. You'll see there's no humans anywhere. It's all just mechanized AIs, and that's why they're enhancing themselves, almost like hive mind type stuff. Maverick, long-range skirmishing unit, strong against vehicles and structures, and then we finally have the Sovereign in through there as well. So this is actually the ultimate commander unit, strong against heavy targets. And so for the air units we've got the Fury, which is strong against aircraft. We'll be needing a group of those just to protect what we have. Hades, which is strong against infantry and structures. The Hyperion, strong against everything. There we are, but very, very powerful. This is actually like a big mothership type thing that we end up getting. The Pandrone, which is just a essentially just a scout unit, and then the Talos in through here as well, strong against vehicles. So we've got the Hyperion is a sort of like the equivalent again of like something like the Sovereign Commander. So these are massive, massive units. If you've watched the cutscene, you will have seen one of these rising from behind one of the cities. All right, there we are. So with this army, we've just got the one commander on his own at this point in time. So what we can then go and do, and I'll just keep it paused as I explain sort of what does go on through here. We've got a Durantium income. At the moment, we've got plus 8 incoming from our headquarters. We need to get more Durantium. We need to get that one fairly early on. We don't have to do it completely, but we have different build in each area. So if I have a look at if I click on this little area through here, I'm selecting the region HQ, which doesn't use up any of the actual building slots. This is generating the 8 Durantium that we sort of see back through here. Now, it says Durantium, a heavy durable metallic ore. Again, it's used from galactic civilizations, so it's got its name in from there. The backbone of any industrial civilization, Durantium is essentially for essential for constructing buildings, fortifications, and heavy military units. So we're getting the plus 8 from the headquarters. Ellerite, we don't actually have any of this one, so a volatile energy-rich crystal. When refined, Ellerite provides the power needed for advanced technology, shields, and aerospace units. And again, we don't have any of those just yet. This here is Quanta. So this is Quanta is research. Yeah, this is the research that we need to sort of then get what we need. So the Quanta, pure research potential. Quanta represents your civilization's scientific progress and is spent to unlock new technologies and capabilities. And we're getting plus 1 of those from the headquarters. And then finally we have logistics. And this is actually how we then, the more logistics we have, the bigger the armies we can then sort of go and cobble together. Anyway, so we've got building slots down through here. I can either go and click on these to designate what I want to build. What I want to do here is if I just sort of zoom back out again and have a look at the strategy map, maybe just even from here, you can see that we've got like areas. This is going to be pretty much the last area that will be captured if someone actually attacks us. So we don't need to build in here. We've got a big flat area down here, another one back over here, and another one over through here. These are both in hills. These are fairly easy to defend. But I'm thinking that I'm going to go into this region down in here and actually go and take this one first and maybe build up my actual army from there. So what we'll do here is we'll just go back into the build queue. Now I don't have to go and click on these. I can go down into this one, which is B for build. I can actually go and press on B or build, or I can go to recruit. Now at the moment I can't recruit anything because I don't actually have any buildings to do any recruitment. But we'll just go across into build. And so here I can build a factory or I can build a Durantium mine. And so I'm just going to go and do that. And I'm just going to press shift. I'm just going to go and click there, there, and there. That should have done it, I think, if I just unpause. Did that do it? No, it didn't do it. Sorry, I've got to unpause for this. Let's go to Durantium mine there as well. And one last one through there. This one's cost 150 Durantium to actually build up. I'll just pause again. So with that, the little builders will now come off and start to build these up. My commander unit should be able to take out this group down through here. Now, a little bit of a tip, if you are actually moving things down, you'd be tempted to just right click and move them and do it that way. This guy here has actually got a fairly long range attack. So I'm better off actually trying to use him from a longer range. So rather than actually just do a right click, which is a move, if I sort of right click down somewhere else, in fact I'll just make sure I am going at slow speed. Let's just unpause. Yeah, so I've actually pushed him to go down this way. It's normal speed. Just go slow speed in through here. That's not what I want. I want this attack move E, and if I just go and do that one and then start to do this one, I now get a red line. And this will then, when it locates an enemy, it will then go for it. We also then just have a full-on attack. We have patrol, and then we've got stop. So move, this by default is F, but the default I would recommend that you use is the E command. And so we will then look for enemy forces, which will be out here. So it's sort of spotting more and more. Here we go. So it's now attacking these.
Laser optics focused.
And I'll just let it sort of stay where it is now and do the attack. And so we're going to take some damage. So we're taking a bit of damage, and to heal up we just have to be away from the fight for a little while. Or it wasn't working initially. I'm hoping it works now, actually. I know that they fixed that up just a few days ago.
Targeting systems ready.
So we're now attacking this one. But it's nice having the slow. I don't know if it can go even. Yeah, it can go to very slow. So you can certainly sort of change things around a little bit. Okay, we're now capturing this particular one. So we've now done that one. These guys are still building up. So if we have a bit of a look to see, in fact, they've already now finished that one as well. Let's just pause it. So at the moment, we now actually have another zone that we are capturing here. If we end up capturing further out, and then this zone gets caught, all of anything that's connected further out that we don't have connection back to our home base will then sort of stop generating any sort of income. It also then isolates any sort of units. We can't use them. So using flanking in here is actually so much more important than any of the other games like this one. So there we go. We've got so Clark is saying yeah. So it's so old. Functional automation is something quite new in games, in my opinion. I'm not sure what you mean by functional automation. So Quark is saying, why Commander not using some drones for spotting and striking? Isn't it in the future? Well, we can build them, but we've just essentially the Commander has landed. Now the Commander can help us build quickly, so we don't have to use him as an offensive force. He's not a fighting force that's come in. So in this case, I've now got everything set up back in here. If I go back and click on that one, we've got the 3 Durantium mines. We've now got a 14 income Durantium from this particular province. I can then go and build a couple of other different things. Now the only other thing I can build is a factory, which will then give me the brutes and etc. So, but I'm going to keep this one aside for building other things, I think. So I'll build sort of more of the high level type stuff to help with, like we've almost got our first level of technology. In fact, if we have a bit of a look at this one through here, what can we get initially? This one gives us unlocks supporting fire and also unlocks the archer unit. This one here creates two skirmish units at target location. That's an orbital of deep strike squad, and then we have the overcharged refinery, which is just another orbital. Then we've got brute force. That's the armory upgrade. Actually, a lot of these ones that we have to then go and build will ultimately then come from. Again, I'm just now. That's now just going a little bit too fast. Let's just pause that again. It always just goes straight back to movement whenever you come back out of one of those areas. So we now actually have this. This is now under our control. This guy here is slightly injured. Now there will be more groups back up in here. I don't want to attack from below. I want to attack up from the top. So I'm going to go and move up into here, and then I think I can shift. Actually, no. I'll move up to. I'll just go back and unpause, and if I press Shift and then E, I can then actually have it come back up this road. We can see that there's something else. Actually, that's not going to do it there. I'll just get it to move to start there. No, still only just moving.
Targeting systems ready.
That's okay. I'll just have it move up to that location. In fact, no, I'll still get it to move back up there. All right, back in here. So if we have a look at the what we actually have down this side, we've got Durantium mines. I've only got like one there. I'm going to build a factory. So I'm just going to build these back a little bit from the front. But these will be fairly central. And if we have a look and see what else we can then go and build. Once we build the factory, the armory needs the factory, the forge needs the armory, the sky factory needs the armory, and then the Omega arsenal requires technology. we then actually have different, I can put in these actually don't use up any actual slots. So a lot of the actual, a lot of these defensive buildings are essentially free, except for things like the command post, the Smarty system. Actually, this is actually a different one again as well. So that's now moving, so it's done that one, it's now moving across to this one back over here. This guy here, I'm now going to give that an attack order. And just unpause. What's going on there?
How may I serve?
E.
Weapons powered.
There we are. So we can see that there's a group back over there. So they're still building up this factory.
Tech upgrades available.
Now we've got technology. So we now have to sort of think about what we're going to then sort of go and use. So we've got extermination. This is fire support doctrine. This does give us the Archer unit. This one here, we've got the Deep Strike Squad. It's probably going to be more what we end up getting down below. That's the Hyperion way down the bottom there. The Brutes are going to be very, very important. This one unlocks the Zeus unit as well. And then we get extra damage. So I think I'm going to go this way. So I basically just purchased that. And so then we're back into the mix. When it's single player, it does pause with that one. When it's multiplayer, it doesn't.
Your orders?
So we'll just keep it playing on sort of slow-mo as we go through. We've now got this one through here. Let's just go back across and build ourselves an armory. And what I can now do is I've now got the factory. So I'm going to go and build myself a second army. So let me just pause this again. I won't have to pause it much when we do sort of really get started. But with what we've got through here, we can now start to cobble together an actual group. So if I go into this next tab, which is recruit for R. So when I recruit, I'm recruiting a new army group. I can go back to my original army group and add to it. So I can either recruit into a new group like this, so new army, and I can then sort of start to cobble together the groups that we have unlocked at this stage. So the Apollo is good against aircraft. The Brute is good against is just a good general sort of type unit. Then we've got the Archer unit as well, medium range fire support unit. This is almost like a mini artillery. So and the Hermes in through here is the scout group. So I'm going to go and get, say, 3 Brutes. So I'm just going to click 3 times. So they're now sort of been placed down there. It's going to cost me 375 Durantium. I'm going to get myself maybe 1 Archer, 1 Apollo just for protection against air, and then 1 Hermes. So let's go and make that the group. So the group is going to be made up of 6 different groups, six different small units. And it's going to cost me 1,000, and I've got 1,500 Durantium. So I'm going to assemble the army, and then it's going to, if I just unpause again, it will then start to assemble here. Now I can push that anywhere I like. I'm going to push it back over this way. So as they get built from here, they will then move across to this location. So I'll just read some of the comments there. So Quackerson saying what I meant was most older games, in my opinion, didn't have very good automation. Oh yes, I know what you mean. This game is you're more controlling your army groups than controlling selections of units. Like back in those other games, you'd have to sort of like control, like double click on a unit to select all of that type, and then move it into lines or give it formation lines and stuff like this. You don't need to do that in this game so much. This one is more about, like, if I go and click on auto, it's now going to auto replenish. Sorry if I just unpause again. So it's now going to be automatically replenishing. I wish it would actually update the user interface when you do have it paused like this. Hi Vegan, how are you going? Crunch is saying, so I'm curious if Daz is planning to try the new release demo for the digital version of the classic board game Twilight Imperium. I don't know that one actually. I know the name. I don't know whether I know the name from though. But sounds interesting. Twilight Imperium. I'll have to have a look at it. I might actually no. I'll try to remember it. If I forget, please remind me. Hi Sick, how are you going? All right, so let's continue on. So we've now got the. So we're now that group is going to then be moving along this road eventually. They're going to be assembled from here. The reason I've put them out here is because we're going to be needing to build more armies over time. Seb was saying Twilight Imperium is an awesome board game. I'll see if I can find it. But I've got to remember to do that, of course. Now, this one here, we've just finished off doing everything we needed to do here, so we'll just go and capture this with this commander unit. And while we assemble the second team back over there. Now, this is going to be diminishing as we build up those different groups. You can see it's now going at -8 overall. So we've and it's fabricating buildings as well, which is also then sort of causing us a little bit of a delay. The now this here is the factory. Yeah, so factories are building. So we can sort of see on the side here what's actually coming from these different locations. Eventually we'll need more. Let's just go back out and have a bit of a look strategically. I've got a couple of Illyrium there. Oh, Illerite, so Illerite back into this other side. So we want to pick those up as well, just to get the higher level stuff. But we'll use the second army for that once that's actually sort of been brought through. What else is I needed to tell you? Yeah, so I've got this one. I've got the the second army has now been set to auto replenish, and I can always just go back in and recruit new forces. I can do different things as the armies start to take damage. Let's just unpause again, and we'll just sort of watch bit by bit as to what does go on. But I can manage things pretty effectively from this screen here. I get sort of all the information that I require. It's still building. You can sort of see the build process. So the factory is building up. This is building the armory at this stage. So what else do we want to build in here? We've got a subspace streamer, unlocks the logistics resource. I want to put that one back where the other one actually is. There goes the first little group. This is actually now, we've got the Hermes, this is the scout unit, which will be able to sort of scout a little bit further ahead and help the different groups. One of the interesting things with the game is actually how the groups sort of interact. So with the force that's just come back in there, I've now got different elements that can now be unlocked. So with the build, so we actually have the Carver turret and the Constable. This is good against aircraft, so I'm just going to go and place one of these back in here. And these don't chew up any of the space in through here. I'm just going to go back to more Carver turrets and just put a little bit of a front line around. If I just press Shift, I can then just go and build a line of these turrets, which will then sort of protect this zone. There we go. So we've got I've put 5 of those out. These are all going to cost me Durantium to go and build those. In terms of what we have through here, I can go in, the subspace streamer is logistics. So I'm going to go and place that one. Actually, I might wait till I've got even higher level stuff for the capital, and we'll just get a subspace streamer at the back there, just to get even more. Not that we need it at this stage with logistics. And here we go. We've now got a group that's now just come back out. This is actually this is an Apollo unit. So these are anti-air units. These robots, and then these guys here are the Archer units, which are sort of like infantry. So we can sort of see that they've got rockets where they sort of come back in. I'm going to keep on playing in slow mode. I really like just the look of it. All right, this unit is now done what it had to do. We can now just go back into here, click on that one, replenish, and we'll just go back and get another Durantium mine there. And again, we just want to keep the protections happening. One thing I should point out is that the terrain plays a big role in what does go on. So we're going to have a bit of an open attack at the front here, and then we have a little road down the bottom through here. So any sort of turrets at the top here are going to be quite useful. So if I just go back into here, the Carver turrets, I'll just go and place a range of those back out around this area. Maybe 3 will probably, or maybe even another one back over there. And what we'll then just do is go and grab another Constable area just to protect things against anti-air. Ultimately, all right. So this guy here is it's damage per second. He's still green. Total hit points. He will have taken some damage, but I think he's healed himself back up again. let's go up the top through here and just sort of start to move our way across. Now these are moving into a position. These are now the brutes, and these are our main attack force. And we've almost got the next element there. What can we do? We've got supporting fire. Instantiates the Archer Fire support unit at target location, so we can actually just bring one of those in, and we've got more brutes now coming back in. So now, just to show again, we've now finished the build. There's nothing showing on the right hand side over here, so I know that these guys are now set again for something else. I'm going to go and build a second group. Now what it's showing me here as well is I've now got this one's now in attack because it's red, and we now actually have a different type of group in through here. These are stronger. So let's just go and, with this one here, we'll just go and attack these guys before we sort of take them out. Let's go and build a third army, exactly what we did with the second army. So the second army has been built, but they're not all back up there just yet. So I'm going to build the next army mainly for operating down in the flats, down in this area. So we just go back into, again, recruitment, new army. We're going to go and grab 1 Archer unit, 3 Brute units, and 1 Apollo and 1 Hermes. And we'll assemble this army. And actually when I unpause, that then is going to assemble it right here, which I'm sort of happy with. But I'm just going to go and move it into this area back over here for now. This guy is attacking.
Weapons powered.
There's a fair few of these. You can see that we're taking damage here. We've got 1 turret that's already up now, which is helping us. So the commander is not very strong. It's mainly a support unit, but these initial areas we can sort of try to dominate a little bit. So we're down to about 2/3 of our overall strength.
Targeting systems ready.
It's a beautiful looking game. It really looks beautiful. All right, the second, now I'm just going to pause yet again to explain things. With the second, they're now sort of just all arranged into here, but they're not given any real orders yet. If I just give them a movement order, they all move at different rates. So if I go and grab one of these units, what have we got through there? We've got logistics cost of 1, it costs 125 gerantium. Total hit points is 1,500. Total damage per second is 35. Actually, where's the movement? Because some of them actually move quicker than others. Like this unit here, the Hermes, which is a fast radar equipped, but it's not telling me how fast it actually does move. If I just give a move order, those guys will just come charging up the road. And so they'll actually end up in the front, and I don't want them in the front, I want them in behind. And the Apollo as well, like they'll just move at whatever their rate actually is. And so with these guys, what I want them to do is if you do one of these attack moves, I'll just unpause, if I do an attack move up the road, they'll then put themselves in the correct line for assault. So it should end up being these guys here in front, like the actual the brutes, and then the others sort of following along from there. So it will actually, it's more clever by doing it that way than not. This guy is now losing a little bit. There we go. We'll just go in and capture this, and then we'll just need to heal that one up. These guys are preparing themselves. And again, I can just see down through there, there's no red, so we're sort of okay. And if I zoom out, I can then sort of see different areas. There is actually a red down there. I don't know if anyone's captured that. No, I'm not seeing that there. So we just need to, again, protect what we have in through here. So we've got a top of a hill here, and we've got Ellerite here for the first time. So we'll just go back in and pick up the Ellerite. This then gives us high level areas. Now we are under attack. Group number 2 is under attack, but we knew that was going to be happening. So Gerantium mine back over there again as well. And then we'll just go back to more of these carver. See how I'm running out of Durantium? I need to get more resources. Now the first group there, team number 1. Oh, sorry, team number 2. So the 3 brutes. That did exactly the opposite of what I said they were going to do. That's when I've been playing it. They've been actually moving in for these attacks very, very effectively. Anyway, if we lose units, they'll then come back in. We'll just go and capture this. So they're now capturing that one. That was the exact opposite of what actually is supposed to happen. And then back in through here, I'm just going to go and tell them to get more carver turrets, mainly along this tree line. And again, just on this side as well.
Tech upgrades available.
All right, so we've got more technology now. So when we go into here, we've now got the next level of extermination. So we've got the Archer unit that had come through. Now the Zeus, we've got overcharged plasma array. So amplified plasma conduits increase units' energy weapon damage. So we can then do different damage for the like the higher level units, like the Hermes, the Apollo, the Commander, the Acolyte, and the Zeus. Or I can go back across to here and do 25 hit points for brutes, which I think is a good idea. The next one will actually unlock the Zeus unit, which I do want to get as well. So, but I've got no Durantium. I might grab that for now. So we'll just purchase that one there. So we'll just sort of keep it coming back through. Let's just unpause again. All right, so, oops, hang on, P there. So these guys are still picking up their forces. Again, I really just have to wait for the Durantium to catch up with the build queue that we actually have. And I can't actually do anything else in there. It's raining outside. I'll just queue these up. So the Allarite. And we'll move these off as well. Now, we have there's another group down the bottom here. If we attack from above, we're going to, I'll just do an attack move. These should then sort of be more effective as they sort of come down and spot the group that's actually down this way. Wherever they are. And we'll move this one out as well. So attack move.
Enemy engaged. Durantium depleted.
So this guy's now healed up again. So he's actually sort of ready to go off and do the next thing, but I don't really want him too far out. By staying in an area, he now sort of helps to build all these different elements. Like they're building faster because he's in this region. Here we go. These are just independents. So third group is now attacking. You can see there again with the little red that's symbolised there. And again, we can sort of see things that are going on back in this other side. So we're not seeing much this way. So let's do an attack move down to here. So the others are on the other side here. Again, we just need to try to get more Durantium as we do this building. I don't want to build any more forces up until we've sort of really covered this.
Your orders?
I might move down this way.
Ready to exterminate.
Attack move will then essentially sort of move, but then sort of tend to sort of stop when the targets are good. So we've now got this one. There's only 3 building slots in this particular region. This is one of our big choke point regions.
Your orders? Weapons powered.
Just let it stop and do the attack. So we're capturing this one as well now. Just let it come back up, and then we'll sort of move back up the top again.
Region captured.
Good. And so we can now, so you can see there that group number 1 is still attacking.
Your orders.
Seem to be doing okay. We'll move this one up the top. And then have an attack move off. So as the forces become more powerful, we have to be a bit more careful. Here we go. Look at this. We now got the we're now sort of getting more replenishment. Let's have another quick pause and just see what we can build at different locations. So this one's still got one more slot left. So I've still got the subspace streamer, which improves my logistics. So I've got up to 26 with this one. I've already got one of them there. So one of the subspace streamers has been built at this location. The quantum relay is going to give me generate more quanta resource. I think I might build them back at home. So if I just go back into this location, and so I'll build a quantum relay back in here somewhere. And just pause that one for a second. So we're getting we've now got good income for Durantium. But as we build more things, it's going to then, of course, build up as well. So we need to start to think about where are we going to. This looks like a pretty good choke point here, to sort of stop anything coming across the middle. And this is looking fairly strong ultimately through here as well, with what we end up with. So we'll sort of have to see how we go. We may need to get a third group ultimately back up this way, and we certainly have the logistics for that. We didn't get. Did we get the Zeus? Just trying to think, did we actually, if I just go back to number 2, if I go back into recruitment, no, we didn't actually pick up the Zeus. So we need to wait till we get more quanta coming back in to be able to then sort of go and do that research. So what I might do is I might actually go and even get like a second quanta area, maybe build that one. Got the amplifier, massively boost Durantium and Illerite mining. This is actually done through quantum transcendence, which would be good. A refinery. I might wait until we've actually got a few of the other ones in through here before we sort of start to do too much else. If I start to build things like factories and things, I can then sort of start to replenish troops from forward lines. So we'll sort of wait till we get a little bit further in before we start to build those. Yeah, I think I'll wait until I've got a fair bit more Durantium before I start to sort of really push them too much. Let's just move out.
Constructs are in transport. On it. Mobilizing constructs. Enemy engaged.
So we've got a group there. And again, I can just push back to see if there's a colour that we need to have a look at. You can see there the connection between all of the different hubs and things.
Constructs are under attack. Ready.
Do an attack move here.
Enemy engaged. Enemy engaged.
These are pushing back out into another plane. Just go back in and grab more of the Carver turrets. I can get sensor arrays as well to sort of see when things are coming. And we'll grab another of the constable units as well, just to sort of bring down the aircraft. Now, can we build airfields yet? Oh yeah, we can actually. And the forge. I'll build the Sky Factory in here, because this is where we're going to be building our, we can then sort of build all of our aircraft from that location. We've now done what we needed to back in here, so he's, oh geez, he's nearly dead.
Initializing movement.
I might have missed. Maybe I was looking at the wrong thing before, because he's almost gone.
Region captured.
And again, we're going to be able to sort of fire from up high here. So let's just go back across into this one, and we do actually have more Durantium.
Tech upgrades available.
And let's get these turrets up in the hills. Alright. Yeah, no, he's healing up now. Very slowly. Just keep him while they build those things up. So we've now got this location as well. So we'll just go and grab another Durantium mine in through here. Oh, now that's... No, that was just red. Well, I thought it was actually a player that was actually already there. But I think we're okay there. This one as well, we don't have quite what we needed, so let's just move this one up.
Mobilizing constructs. Constructs are ready for command. Updating.
I can get individual little units and move them into positions if I'm wanting to set up like a defensive line. That can be very, very useful, like once you sort of get to a position that you want to hold with different types of forces. So that's now been done. What we might do is, this is now building up quite nicely.
Tech upgrades available.
I might just go back into here actually, pick up another of the, got a forge. Let's build them down in the plain. And we'll also then go and build the logistics resource as well. Let's go and place them up there. Yep, this is healing up nicely now, which is good, just while these turrets are being built. So our group here is fairly good. We actually now have more technology, so let's have a quick look at this one again. So we've got the brutes are now stronger. Let's go and grab a Zeus unit, so we can actually now purchase that one. And if we then have a look at the actual armies themselves, so if we go to the second army, go back to recruitment, and so we now have a few different things. Like the Nemesis is strong against vehicles and structures. So the Artemis is strong against infantry and structures. It's a long-range artillery unit with explosive munitions, which would be very, very cool. The Zeus is a tough hovercraft with their area of effect lightning weapons, strong against infantry. So I think I'll throw one of those in. I might just get one each of these for these different groups. So we'll just go and confirm that. So they're going to be built in for the second, and we'll do that now for the third as well.
Constructs are ready for command.
So recruit, so we're just getting combined arms basically. Artemis and the Nemesis. And confirm. So we're going backwards now a little bit, and I really should get myself an aircraft group as well. So even though we're going to run out of Durantium again, I'm still going to go and grab another air group. And I'm just going to go, the Talos are strong against vehicles and structures, but I'm just going to go with the Furies. So I'm just going to get, say, 3 of those, and we'll assemble that army. And so they're now assembling. Oh, they're not there yet. They're still just getting everything ready. Where's the 4th? Didn't come through. Did we do it? Not sure if we did it. I'll have to just wait and see, I think. This thing's almost at 100%.
Constructs are ready for command.
Yeah, that one's in a different position.
Ready.
Let's move up this way.
Constructs responding.
And again, I'm running out of Durantium, so I can't really be building turrets in here. Just do an attack move up into there. And we'll do an attack move down this way as well.
Enemy engaged. Commander unit ready.
Now these have got a bit of an advantage being uphill, but it's only a smallish group that's actually protecting it. Aha! Let's have a look and see. This looks like it's actually someone's building. So what do we got there? That's a... It's not telling us what that is. Yeah, this is actually another player now. So we have another player who has actually come in to build something, and I don't know what that actually is. That's okay.
Enemy engaged.
So we'll just come in and then we'll set this one up as our forward base. There we go. Fourth is now being built. So I'm going to use these. When we start to see enemy aircraft, I'll just position those across. So they're capturing that, which is good. I can use these for scouting if I wanted to. This is now clearing out this one, and then we'll capture after we clear. Here comes some of the bigger units. So these are Zeus units. We're now capturing.
Region captured.
Good. So we've got that one.
Ready.
Attack move up to here.
On the offensive.
So just get all these sort of like these frontline areas. And we do actually have the Smarty system.
Ellerite exhausted.
I'm going to build it just out there. And we'll just get some Carver turrets. So they're all moving up. More forces now moving up this way as well, more Zeus units. Now we've run out of Ellerite. This is actually used for some of the high level groups. In fact, we've got more Gerantium back down in here, but we need to get more of the turrets again. So Smarty system does actually require Ellerite, so let's just get Carver turrets.
Enemy engaged.
And we'll also then go and grab some constables as well, because this looks to be the front line. And what we should then do after we've got those built is get some of these more Gerantium mines, just so we can increase the what we can then go and do. There we go. Hi Thorn Elman saying this is the first RTS that I've actually looked forward to. Somehow the scaling seems better than in Ashes 1. Absolutely. It's really chalk and cheese for me. There we go. They've got this as well, and we've got yellow down this way. So this is interesting.
Region captured.
Now we've captured that region. We might as well keep on attacking.
On the offensive.
Now we've got nothing in the middle here, and we are going to need it. So let's go and build ourselves a 5th Army group. Second
Ready for constructs are ready for command.
is sort of ready to go. We've got a fair bit of strength here already. So 3 brutes, 1 archer, 1 each of those, an Apollo and a Hermes.
Tech upgrade.
Assemble the army. Yep, and that's about the right spot.
Constructs are in transport.
Here we go. So we've now got the infantry is now coming through. some of Green's infantry. So the Carver turrets are now starting to fire as well. But they're coming in piecemeal. And we're absolutely smashing them with our forces. I might just keep on, I think that was like a scout group. Attack move, let's move this way. They've obviously come from here.
Region captured.
Yep, we've captured this one as well.
Constructs are ready for command.
Replenishing, oh, this one needs to auto-replenish.
Urantium surplus detected. Tech upgrades available.
So we're clearing that one out. I won't build too much in here until we get close to the enemy. You can see that we're getting close to where their actual base will be. And there's forces down here as well. But some of our, these are Artemis units, so sort of long-range artillery type walkers. It's a really cool faction. I really like this faction. It's just got all the cool tech. Yeah, I've got more forces now moving down just to sort of assemble in the middle here. I just want to have them as in reserve.
Constructs ready.
The third, I might just keep them back where they are. We'll just go after Green. Wait for the fifth to be assembled.
Constructs ready.
Region captured.
Now, what have we got? We've got this one down here. Let's just go back down and do an attack move down this way.
Enemy engaged.
And from this location, I can put some things up in around here as well. So I'll just put some more Carver turrets up.
Urantium surplus detected. Tech upgrades available.
So the second is doing a good job here.
Constructs are ready for command.
So I can just press E again and just get them marching down towards these locations. The fifth is still assembling. The third is in position, but still replenishing units.
Mobilizing constructs.
You know, I'll just keep it there where it is. I'll just stop that. I'll leave them as a block there. It's not following orders.
Mobilizing constructs. Constructs are in transport.
So they're still assembling as well. So we're now capturing this, but I think we'll go after straight after Green. When we'll go in with just the second. We've got 2k through there now. So what I might do is build another factory.
Tech upgrades available. Region captured.
So just so we can sort of replenish things. The armory as well. So we can get the... Oh, here we go. We've got a little scout group coming back through.
On the offensive.
So they're coming in piecemeal. Now they may be going off to assemble. You can see there that there's supposed to be a leopard group, rifle squads and pathfinders. So they're trying to assemble back over here, which is good for us,
Under attack.
On the offensive.
because now we can just go after them bit by bit.
Ellerite
Fifth is still building up. The third is now fine. They've now got all of their forces. We still don't have any anti-air that we have to protect ourselves from. These turrets are now hitting this.
Constructs ready. On the offensive.
Nothing there, so we'll clear that one out. Yeah, so we're getting close now to the capital of that group, and see how it looks like they've been cut off. Might as well grab the 5th and just go in and take this next little location, which is up here.
Insufficient.
Enemy engaged.
There's nothing there. But that would be then cut off, so anything that was there wouldn't be able to do anything. It's been destroyed by the turrets. But I find the slow pace actually really quite enjoyable. I really do like it a lot. I'm not seeing any other attacks coming in anywhere else. And again, I can just look at the reds to see if there's anything red there. The yellow means that they're fixing themselves up still. They're still building units. There's more units sort of on the way. This is going to be a fairly easy attack. Sometimes you can specialise in one type of unit, but this I do find that these combined arms work very, very well with the post-human coalition. More so than the humans, actually. The humans are a little bit harder, I think, to play as.
Tech upgrades available.
Let's just go and grab some more turrets. There we go. There's more groups coming through here. More rifle squads and things, I think. Clearing this one out of the way. We can let that one go. I don't think there's anything much coming up that side. Taking a little bit of damage here, but nothing much.
Constructs ready.
Logistics insufficient.
Oh, we're over here, so we need to just go back and pick up more of the which one is it? Subspace streamer.
Logistics
Need to build that. The commander unit is still just sitting back there. I might move him all the way back home, just as support.
Constructs are ready for
Yeah, I've got 2 more of these.
logistics insufficient.
So we've got God's Oven, which gives me the orbital laser. I've got Strategic Bombing, unlocks the Hades unit, which is a bomber unit. I think I might get the 20% damage. Let's just go and purchase that. And we've still got one more that we can go and do as well. These are going to give me the bigger mechs, ultimately. That one there, I might as well get more damage, I think. We'll just focus on these sort of smaller units for now.
ready.
Let's move down. And again, we want to do attack moves.
Logistics insufficient.
And we'll just go straight for the jugular now. So the actual home base should now be in here. But we'll just take this one out as well. These have all been healed up. The Post-Human Coalition, very, very strong faction. Very strong.
Constructs are ready for command. On the offensive.
Let's move that one down. So they're bringing forces in, and our guys are just defending along this line now with their rockets and things. And again, we've overpowered them a lot more. It's of course a lot harder playing against a human than it is playing it this way. Hi Battle Mode, how are you going? So if you're interested in the game, there's a link up above. But if you are also interested in the game, you'll find that Battle Mode has got a video there on Steam where he actually is going through the game as well. It's a nice RTS if you're after a strategy-focused game rather than heavy APM micro gameplay. Absolutely, it's really cool like that. It can be frantic and high difficulties if you're not pausing though. Yes, wait till you see Substrate eventually. Yeah, so the Substrate is the aliens, isn't it? That's the final one. So we've taken this one now. Let's now just go straight for the jugular. So let's just now do an attack mode, and we're just going to move into the unknown, which we know must be similar to what we've got back over here. So this should be the final attack. They may not have much left, to be honest, but they may be still frantically building what they can. So there's going to be some protection, and their buildings are going to be, we want to kill off everything before we get to the buildings. Let's just keep this one coming. We do actually have, yep, that's capturing, that's fine where that is. More units sort of moving through. I just like playing it on slow motion mode. Hi, T. Dejuna. So, yeah, so we've got, here's some Pathfinders, and there's an actual full group there now. So I'm just going to move back. So the second is now taking damage. So we do actually have a full contingent now with the actual fighting. Again, it's early days, so it's sort of smallish numbers. Once we take this region, that's them gone. So we built our replacement forces here. Just go back and get more. So we've got the forge, which we sort of need as well. And we've now got enough logistics again. I might as well use some of these areas for building more logistics, I think. Where is it? Subspace streamer. And really I should get more quantum areas as well. Quantum relays. Just queue them up. So the second, we're down to one of our brutes is gone, so we're building another brute as a replacement, and that should be being built from here. There it is. Brute is being formed there, and is then going to come back and join the line. Now, if you're playing the game, one thing you might want to be doing is just keeping an eye on when your forces start to drop, but we're doing a good job here. That's the actual objective there, is to kill this thing off with all these turrets and things around it. So it's going to be too much to get rid of that, but we can still just get rid of a few of these other things. Now, they're still building stuff in around here, bit by bit. Let's just go and kill off as much as we possibly can. Here comes another Pathfinder group. We'll try to get these turrets out of the way as well. They'll fall fairly fast. So I can move individual items out of the way if I need to. So second is now, our Zeus unit was destroyed, so we're now building another Zeus unit. But we're now going to be hitting piecemeal. Let's get rid of their ability to build new units. But this is protecting itself very, very effectively. This is why we needed to build a factory back over here, just to bring the replacement units back in. Now if we start to lose too many, we'll then sort of bow right out of the picture. Let's just get rid of these turrets. Actually, we are bringing this down. We might be okay. We've got long-range artillery here, which we'll be able to just keep on firing at the main base. Okay, let's just go for it. We're going to be trying to build tanks as we do this. Everything's good. We've got our Zeus unit built back up again, so that's actually now coming in as well. Here it comes. So they're coming in from where we're building in through here. There's other forces now as they come back up through here, attacking other things on the way. So the second is now back up to full strength again. And we've nearly got green out of the picture.
Player defeated.
There we go. Bang! Off she goes. Bloody awesome, isn't it? Now we're capturing this again. So these are all being destroyed. So we can come back up and grab all of these as well. So we might as well just get the whole lot from the top. So there's flame everywhere. And then we'll need to give these a bit of a rest. No one else is in fighting yet, so I'm guessing that the battles must be raging in the south. So we'll just take the whole of the north and go from there. Okay, we've captured this region, that's good. And we are now, see how we're healing up? We've got little plus signs every so often, just with healing, because we're not in the fights anymore. Let's just go back up to here now and capture this. And we have like Gerantium and stuff back in through here as well, so we can just keep on building more there, can we? I'll leave that one where that is. So we're clearing this one out. So they still got it, but they just can't make use of it. So this combined arm force that we have is very, very effective. I might just let it rest once we take this. There we go, we've got something going on down over here. Yep, they've just had another little incursion of tanks.
Ready.
So they should heal up if there's nothing nearby. Might be time to move off, I think. And who's that group? Is this yellow?
Region captured.
Yeah, that's yellow. Wow. So we've got like a little scout group that just came up through the middle here.
Constructs ready.
Gerantium surplus detected.
All right, let's move down.
Mobilizing constructs.
And we need to get a bit more of this as well. If I just press shift, I can then sort of just place them both. That location there comes from here, so we'll just get the Gerantium. And we'll just start to move south now. Now if yellow's up there and yellow was also taking us down this way, maybe yellow's already taken over the other faction.
Ready.
Let's get some bigger units. They're the fun ones. You can see there it's in slow motion mode. It's not overwhelming, even if you don't pause much at all. Still got these aircraft. What I might do is actually add in some bombing abilities for with the 4th. So if I just go back into recruit, ground attack gunship. Let's go and throw 2 of those in as well. Just go and confirm that. These use a lot of the Ellerite.
Gerantium surplus detected.
This one here, we have more Ellerite.
Region captured.
Ready.
Need to get that one as well. Do we need another unit? We've got the 5th
Constructs are ready for command.
in the middle of the map. We probably don't need any more than that. At this stage, I'll just keep it sort of maybe just taking what it can find
Updating position.
across these regions. I mean, if I combine the groups, that would sort of work. Again, I should be pressing the attack mode
The offensive.
before we wander off too much. But it's really quite controllable. Like you lose track of just how easy the game is to just use these big numbers. That's all you're really controlling. And again, if I'm thinking, oh look, I really need to move that little group there, like the Zeus unit, you can see I've selected it. If I need to move it there, I can just do it. And just that one unit will then move into location. So I can still finesse what does go on. I don't know if I can do it with individual units, it's just the groups. But I can actually position things exactly where I want them, which is really, really nice. This one's actually still independent. That's interesting.
Constructs are ready for command.
This is now fully healed.
Ready for command.
And I think we'll sweep to the south with the 2 groups. And again, we're sort of seeing information from in here. Yeah, that's just the interface. That's okay.
Ready. Constructs are in transport.
As we move south, I'll need to get more replacements as we get closer to other combat.
Region captured.
Constructs are ready for command.
They can just sweep their way through that side. We'll just keep on sweeping our way down this way.
Updating position. Constructs ready. On it. Mobilizing constructs.
Now that's green still, so it doesn't really matter. There's not going to be anything there protecting it.
Enemy
Tech
engaged.
upgrades available.
It's a bit of a combo.
Armies under attack. Constructs ready.
It's an archer unit. I'll just move that one across there.
Constructs are ready.
Durantium.
Bring these as front line.
Constructs ready. On it. Ready. Constructs are ready for command. On it. Constructs ready.
So I'm just positioning these exactly where I want them across the front line.
Constructs are ready for command. Constructs are in transport. Ready.
It's a Nemesis.
Constructs are ready for command.
Yeah, I've got to say the post-human are sort of almost like they feel like they've got an advantage. The human forces, you feel like you really need to figure out who can do what. Whereas this little group that we've got is very, very strong. Now we've got more defences back in through here now, so let's just go back into here, pick up some more of the Carver turrets.
Region captured.
Let's go that way. We haven't seen any enemy aircraft at all.
Tech upgrades available.
Again, we're not seeing much.
Constructs are ready for command.
Up this way, let's go to that one. There must be raging. The battles must be raging in the south.
Surplus detected.
Ready. Constructs are in transport. Ready. Updating position.
Must
Constructs
have
ready.
done a different click there.
Constructs are in transport. Constructs ready. Constructs ready.
Just leave them back. So this one now has the Talos fighters as well.
Armies under attack.
I think I'll just bring them now towards the centre of the map. We're not going to see anything from this side, I don't think. This is still green. That's an enemy force. Oh, here we go. They've got higher level troops. Oh, it's still independent, but it's just stronger, that's all. So these are post-human groups, I think. Got some post-human units, some bigger ones this time. Again, we're doing big damage with the combination, the combined arms that we've got. Yep, so that's still white.
Surplus detected.
Now seeing this area down through here, but that's okay. We'll just stay where we are.
Region captured.
Good.
Constructs are ready for command. On it.
There's got to be another region in here. So, oh, there it is.
On the move.
Let's just go across and grab it. So our network is very, very secure. We've got a broad area that we're sort of doing, and we can actually even get another army. So let's just go and do that now as well. So we just go back into recruitment. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Assemble the army. And I will move these down into this location. Probably just there. That's where they'll assemble.
Ready. Mobilizing constructs.
Tech upgrades available.
Enemy engaged. Constructs are ready for command. On the offensive. Updating enemy arrived in time for tea. Constructs are ready for command.
Durantium surplus detected.
It's yellow, sorry, it's white as well, so it still has its defences.
On the offensive. Ready.
Alright, that's fine, we'll capture that. So they've had forces, they keep on sort of sending forces in against us. We haven't had to replenish anything, so that's all doing very, very well. We're picking up different awards. Marksmanship, so plus 5% rate of fire. Rapid response decoration, so we're getting acceleration there as well. Don't know if the others are getting those. This one's got nothing, it's still green. This one here should be picking up a few. It's still green, but we did pick up the tactical superiority medal, so plus 3% accuracy. And the second has done most of the attacking, so I'm assuming they'll have... Oh, they've only got one. They're still green level 2. So this is Iron Resolve, so plus 5% damage resistance. Okay.
Ready.
Attack move down to here.
On the offensive. Constructs are ready.
Fifth is ready to go again. Well, we might as well start to whittle away. Well, we've still got this one here as well.
Updating position.
I want the fifth ultimately to come back and help the second, because we'll have the sixth that will actually then come through and it ultimately be the force that will then help out with the third. So those two army groups will then sort of do what they're going to do. Another green down this way. And we're getting these central lakes now as well. We're starting to sort of get into this area. I've got enough income with everything. But what I'm thinking is, do we want to start to have like a replacement area back in through here? I think it would be useful actually. So when we take this, we'll ultimately then just build up another force in here.
Tech upgrades available.
And it's useful seeing what's going on down the bottom here. So we're clearing that one out. Back over here.
Ready.
Just the user interface is very, very cool in this game. It certainly just does a good job. So Arcodus is then saying the recruit and reinforce mechanic really appeals to me as I try to do this in other RTSs. Actually, what I should do is just make sure that everyone is set to auto,
Constructs are ready for command. Constructs are ready for command.
just so that if they take damage, it will automatically replenish them for me, and I then don't have to do it manually.
Ready.
Region.
Like this one here, I did miss a Hermes. The Hermes was destroyed. So that's actually one of my scout sort of mechs. And so it's actually, and because I didn't have auto replenish, it didn't actually replenish them. By putting on auto, it just means I don't have to think about it. But we can still just use the fighting force to come back down now. So let's just go and do that. Start to
On the offensive.
take these out. This location here, let's just go and build a this into a factory complex.
Tech upgrades available.
Armory. Forge. Don't know if I'll worry about the... Oh, I might as well get the Sky Factory as well. Now we've got two more of the technologies I can then go and get. So I can get the Hyperion pretty close. This was unavailable at one point. I'm not sure if it's available in the demo. Let's just go with orbital laser and purchase it. Still got one. Yeah, it looks like we can do it. Looks like we can do it. So this one requires the Omega Arsenal to build. So let's just go and build an Omega Arsenal in here. Maybe here. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. There we are. Let's go and try that. So we'll get a Hyperion. And we're capturing this.
Constructs ready. command. Constructs are in transport.
Just keep on moving our way through. 6th is actually ready to go, so they can actually come back down now and take over this role.
On the move. Constructs are ready.
The 5th, we want to keep on moving to the side. Oh, here we go. We've got an attack going in.
Enemy engaged.
We'll just give them an attack to go after these tanks. These are Tridents, so these are strong against aircraft, which is not what we have. But we still need to protect it. Now we've got all these turrets here, which will actually then go and attack these. But we don't have anything here. So this is where the 5th was supposed to look after this region. Oh, there's yellow there again as well. Unless there's 2 yellows. 2 different shades of yellow. There's one an orange and one a yellow.
Ready. On the offensive.
Just take these locations. So these turrets are now smashing their way through here. I do have the 4th, which, well, that's actually anti-air, so I probably don't want to be doing that.
Constructs ready.
Here we go, we've got another group.
Constructs.
Now, one thing I'm not sure about is, do we have a menu that we can see straight away from see who's actually winning and how things are sort of going? I thought there was somewhere in the game. Maybe not. Maybe not sort of seeing that so much. I'm actually a bit colourblind, so sometimes I don't see colours as clearly as other people do. But the colour that was over here, yeah, it looks like we're being attacked by yellow pretty dramatically, actually. And there's a whole lot of these are Leopard 4s coming back up as well. So we're capturing this, but we're going to have to go back up and destroy these. So let's just move across.
Enemy engaged.
And again, we can see everything on here, like it very, very clearly.
Constructs ready. Enemy engaged.
So we can move our aircraft across. They're going to do an attack move on those.
Armies under attack. On the offensive.
Region captured.
We've captured this region.
Constructs are ready for command.
It's now gone. Here we go.
Enemy engaged.
So they've come around this side of this lake. Capturing this one back again.
Durantium surplus detected.
Constructs ready.
6th is fine. 3rd will move down now to this one.
Updating position. Enemy engaged.
5th, we can start to move down as well. Yeah, these are all look like, yellows looks like it's got everything.
Region captured.
Let's go that way.
Enemy engaged.
Bring them through there.
Under attack.
The 3rd is attacked from here. That's okay. So we've just got some infantry. Now, do we have the Omega? We do indeed. Okay, so now from here, we can set up. Don't know if I want to place it in with the 4th or not. Maybe I do. Let's just go back to recruit. So we now have the Hyperion. So aerial dreadnought with unmatching firepower, strong against everything. So let's go and grab one of those. Oh, we can't do it. Why can't we do it? Just unpause again. Yeah, we did do it. There we go. We just confirm that. So the Hyperion is now being built. It's going to take a little bit of time for that to be built. We might just keep on trying to come back to that one as things develop.
Updating position.
It's now clearing.
Constructs are ready for command.
I'm assuming these are two different players, but I'm just not sure.
Ready.
Move them through. They're capturing. Again, that's now been cut off, I would assume. Yep, so it's going to take a long time to build one of those.
Ready.
Region captured.
Ready.
Just keep all of the different armies sort of operating together.
Durantium surplus detected.
Still a long build before we get the Hyperion.
Constructs ready.
Just keep these coming. They're individual little units. These are scout units again, I think. Skirmishers. Yep, radar equipped.
Ready.
So we have more tanks down the bottom through here. So this is more of the Leopards. They're not going to be. They're not bunched up enough to be able to really take us on. So we're still moving down through the base. Let's actually push things along a little bit here. Hyperion is still a long way off.
Constructs are under attack.
Again, if something's under attack, I can just double click it there and just go straight to where there is actually something happening.
Durantium surplus detected.
So they've got long range attacks coming in back over this side. Let's go and do an attack move. Take that one out, whatever it is. It looks like there's an army group up in the top. This one's lost something. Lost an Apollo, which is now automatically being replenished. Clearing this.
Constructs are ready for command. Constructs are in transport. Ready. Constructs are in transport.
That one's done. Oh, this is red.
Constructs are in transport.
Okay, it looks like yellow just went a bit crazy. So it looks like yellow won to a large degree, or is winning against red. I'm assuming, or is it? Maybe it's not. No, it is red. Okay, so there is another group. There's another red group. Hyperion is halfway built. Wow, yellow's really smashed this.
Region captured. Durantium surplus detected.
Yeah, well, they're going to need to get more factories back in to help these guys as well. might be an idea to get it from here. Armory. Factory. Forge. That way we can at least just fix up the units.
Constructs ready.
get rid of yellow from in here. So clearing everything from this side.
Constructs are ready for command.
Looks like red's really struggling here. Hyperion is, what, 2/3 the way through now?
Ready. Mobilizing
So
constructs.
we're clearing that one.
Ready. Enemy engaged.
Move them down. Actually, we've almost got yellow out now. So we're capturing both of these.
Durantium surplus detected.
I really want to get the Hyperion before we finish off. Here it is. It's being built. You can sort of see it now being constructed like it's a monster. It's one of the biggest of the units.
Ready.
Region captured.
It's an artillery unit.
Region captured.
Yeah, there's a heap of them coming. Okay, but they haven't actually built them yet, so they're still trying to build.
Constructs are ready for command.
We'll just clear out as much as we possibly can here. By cutting these off, this will then cut off, essentially it should cut off anything they've got out this way as well.
Region captured.
Updating position.
Keep on forgetting to do the attack move.
Enemy engaged. Constructs ready. Enemy engaged.
So now that we've sort of wiped out their armies, now's the time to attack.
Constructs are
And this one here, we can go straight for the jugular now.
enemy engaged. Constructs
We'll capture this one and then we'll just support this attack. This will then knock yellow out of the game.
Durantium surplus detected.
So we'll get both groups to attack now. So they're coming in.
Constructs are ready for command. Constructs ready.
So clearing yellow from there. Hyperion is almost done. It's a great looking game, isn't it? It really looks bloody good.
Constructs are ready for command.
Should be their command area. Anyway, both forces are now moving in. We are losing that. Just move back up.
Constructs are under attack.
Clean those out. What we need is more turrets.
Tech upgrades available. Region captured.
Ready.
Dreadnought unit ready.
Okay, we're picking it up again now.
Ready.
Oh yeah, that's their main area there.
On the offensive.
Durantium surplus detected.
Yep, got that one now. Let's just bring these back in to tackle these turrets. Just do it. They've got air forces, and there's the Hyperion. Okay, so let's get the fourth now. Let's move the fourth in to help with these.
Cleansing the lesser beings.
So the big unit. It's going to be slow. Second will move down now as well. But the game is not overwhelming. It's just such a pleasant surprise for one of these sort of games. Like it's just so different to what you'd expect.
Constructs are ready for command. Mobilizing constructs.
You know, this should be the bottom corner here as well. Oh, this might be just before. No, this should be the bottom corner. It is the bottom corner. So we should be able to find the main force, an enemy in here somewhere. Yeah, they're coming back out. They're trying to break back out again. Don't let them get out. Don't let them get out. Well, here comes the Hyperion anyway. It's lumbering in.
Durantium
There we go. Kaboom. Alright, so the fourth can now just keep on.
Making haste. Tally ho.
There it is.
Making haste.
Let's get that one down there. Second. Go straight for the jugular now. The fifth. There's still enemy forces coming through. Yellow we've done. We've cleared out yellow. So they're gone.
Region captured.
On the move.
Now just keep on moving these across.
Region
Get
captured.
the sixth.
On it.
Still got little forces around the place. But they've got nothing much left. Comes the Hyperion.
Constructs ready. Enemy engaged.
Tech upgrades available.
Everyone's now attacking.
On the ready.
God, this is a monster. Look at the health on this thing. What an awesome, awesome game. God, this is good. It's now going to be attacking the main locations. The special weapons. What else do we have? We've got orbital laser.
Uranium surplus detected.
Did that work? Just a left click. There we are. Left clicking. So we're now firing from orbit as well. Bang! In we go. Oh, it's enormous. A lot of friendly fire there, though. So maybe that wasn't the best idea. What are we down to? 4 units. So they need to auto-replenish. At least the fifth survived. So that was not a great idea, doing it that way. These guys are still moving across.
Tech upgrades available. Region captured.
Here we go. This should be it. This should be it.
Player defeated. At last, post-humans reign.
Bang. There we are. There we are. Wow, what a great victory we had. Now, it only took 38 minutes, believe it or not, but we were playing on slow mode, so that's why it only took 38 minutes. But it's the balance of this game just feels so, so good. So I'll play it again tomorrow. Actually, that was a real lot of fun. We'll make sure we get a post-human group against us tomorrow as well. So I might play one of the bigger maps and see how we go. We only lost 28 units. We destroyed 193. That was really good. That was really, really cool. Anyway, guys, I do have to get going. So again, there's a link if you're watching both in Twitch and in YouTube. There's a link stickied in the chat, but there's also a link in the description if you're watching this on YouTube to go to the Steam page. You may want to wishlist it. You may want to grab the demo. The demo, I'm just playing the demo, so you're going to be playing what I'm playing here. 3 different maps. So we'll try different things tomorrow and sort of see how we go. Yep. So sorry, must have been a question about being on slow. Yeah. So I enjoy the game immensely on slow motion mode. It's sort of, I don't find it overwhelming at all. I hope they allow multiplayer to be played in slow if both players agree. That would be pretty cool, actually. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back again tomorrow, and we'll kick it off yet again.